Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. I hope you guys all had a wonderful day. I surely am enjoying it, as Chainlink is up 14% and ADA is up 5%. It's looking to be another crazy day. Now, actually looking at all these percentages here, it's looking like things are blooming again from the big fall that they had yesterday, possibly because stocks are also recovering. That's something we can still decide later. But for right now, make sure you press the like button and subscribe and answer this question. And that question is, what should I rename my second channel to? The channel right now is called Dusty Finance, but I'm planning on uploading a lot of videos on side hustles and how to make money online and all that type of stuff. And I just think Dusty Finance is not really the name I want to stay with. Also because a lot of you said Dusty makes it sound like it's old and Dusty Finance like just finance from the past and whatnot. Thought about it for a little bit and I want to modernize it a little bit. And I'm thinking of things like Simple Money Online or something like that, or Simple Digital Investment, maybe. Money Digital Online. Frick if I know. I've been thinking about a lot of things and I want you guys to comment your opinion. Now, first of all, I do want to quickly say something again about the $10,000 per XRP price prediction that is going around, or really rather true value, or XRP is designed for XXXX. The main reason I want to get back to this for a split second is because there's a couple of things you should understand. First of all, whenever somebody says XRP is designed for $10,000, it doesn't mean they also think it's going to get there, all right? It doesn't necessarily mean that. Reason being, what it was designed for and what it can achieve are two separate things entirely. Because I personally think that XRP was not designed for $10,000 per coin, but I think it can get there, which is of course the opposite. But there's also a couple of guys who I've been talking to who are saying, well, it could very well be that XRP was designed to be $10,000 per coin, but it might take another 150 years, for example, to really get our whole financial situation to a point where that is probable or even possible. Now, I don't want to go very deep into whether or not $10,000 per coin is possible. I've already explained why it is. However, the chances of it occurring are ridiculously small, which is something you should understand. And even if it was designed to do it, even if Ripple really wanted it to happen, and even if all the billionaires in the world think it's going to happen and think it's designed for it, it doesn't necessarily need to get there soon or anything like that. And that's especially true whenever we're talking about all these cryptos as true values. I've explained what I think about the true value of XRP or Chainlink or ADA, because on VeChain even, I think cryptos are going to be valued and even should be valued based upon how many people's lives for how long they will be able to change and to what extent as well. And that is how I think you should be determining the true value. And I guess to a certain degree, true value and value it is designed to have are two different things once more, which just makes the whole story a little bit difficult, which is why I'm like, stay off this a little bit, guys. Just think about it, but don't really let it get to your head too much, as it's just a future scenario that you shouldn't worry yourself with just too much. Ripple's XRP indices fall to yearly low as remittances get hit. The world economies are facing a tough time due to the impacts of CV-19. According to the IMF, the global economy is expected to fall over 3% in 2020. With the financial crisis crippling countries around the world, global remittances are projected to decline sharply by almost 20% in 2020 by the World Bank. As the traditional remittances were shrinking, the crypto service for processing remittances, Ripple's ODL, was also shrinking. According to the liquidity index bot, many liquidity indices were at a yearly low, and the XRP MXN index peaked with 37 million in liquidity in June 2020, but dipped to 12 million ever since. Despite the dip, its 24-hour volume remained higher than other corridors with 2.141 million at press time. Now, what I have to say about this is they had a change in priorities. They had a change in their whole way of operating. And it's kind of hard to compare last month or a couple months ago with now, in terms of, real progress. Because what you can see is, all right, the amount of money has gone down. But have they deteriorated in progress? Have they done a step backwards or anything like that? I'm going to answer no to that, because I do think that all of this is still good. It's all part of the plan. And I know for a fact that if Ripple did something here, or if they're, whatever is going on or doing in that regard, it's most likely planned, and it's most likely for the betterment of the project's entirety. And thus I'm really not that worried. Another thing I want to briefly address here is the big rumor that Ripple and VeChain are entering into a partnership. Now, there are a couple of hints as to something that could happen, yet really it's more so something that's really looking good for the future. And will it be good for both projects? Yes. Is there a high likelihood of them ever working together? Yes. Do we have any certainty? No. However, the VeChain founder has shown interest. I have not seen Ripple say anything to it yet, but still, it's nothing concrete on that just quite yet. So again, also, don't overhype things that shouldn't be overhyped. Let's be happy with them that the possibility is there, but let's wait for some to really concretely come out, as up to this point we don't have it. Another couple of guys were talking about the 92% figure. Ripple's XRP remittance volume plummets 92% as crypto startup changes strategy. That's exactly like I just said, and it matches this article that we just read. And that is that it has fallen so much because they changed their perspectives, they changed their priorities, they changed their strategy. And to quote, "We are continuing to focus on supporting low value, high frequency payments with ODL tough. Transaction volume may look different in this new world. In particular, we are reducing emphasis on large treasury payments, which are traditionally used to fund businesses and services in the absence of real-time transfers. To support individual low-value transactions, addressing the growing need in remittance and SME payments, this may reduce overall ODL transaction volumes." Now, one thing I think they could have done differently and should have done is possibly, warn us that it was just going to go to the gutter, as they kind of made it look like it could reduce it. This may reduce overall ODL transaction volumes, but it really just trimmed it down to nothing, so they could have prepared us a little bit better by saying, it's most likely going to fall a huge amount, maybe like completely fall down. And they also made it look like it's all a good deal, but it could have been a bad thing, just something to think about. But no, I think with this all, it's just Ripple's strategy, which is for the longer term, which is for all the money, for all the banks. And they most likely know better than we do what the best strategy is surrounding this, and thus I'm not worried about that. Prominent crypto strategist goes viral, says Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP are poised for epic rally that will put 2017 to shame. To be honest, I completely agree with all of this. The 2017 crypto bull run will most likely look like peanuts from what the future has to bring for us, right? Again, for XRP specifically, it's going for all the money, and eventually it'll do ridiculously good. Now, this here is about crypto BitLord. He went in a tweet storm to tell his followers that he believes it's only a matter of time before Bitcoin takes out psychological resistance of 10K en route to its ascent to a new all-time high. To quote, "This isn't a 2017 style pump starting, it's a 2020 galactic pump made possible with more people and more money. And after you zoom out on this pump years from now, you'll see 2017 was just a test. It is happening. $11,000 coming within 4 weeks, probably less than 2 after consolidation. Bitcoin will begin to climb all-time high. And the crypto firebrand is also bullish on Ethereum and expects the second large crypto cap to double in value next month. In addition, the crypto strategist thinks that XRP, a coin that has caught the ire of many investors as it continues to languish in bear territory, will shock naysayers and leave disbelievers in the dust. To quote, "XRP is on the edge of a vertical style jump. Come back to this tweet in a few days and ask yourself, why didn't I buy?" I think a lot of people are having that exact same thought with Chainlink. Whenever they're thinking it's, going to an all-time high, you can't enter anymore, it just breaks another one and keeps gaining further. And I think a lot of people have been thinking, why didn't I buy first? Why didn't I buy earlier? And I think a lot of it has to do with the people saying it can't go up further, or some psychological barrier where you don't want to buy into a winning asset. But I've explained to you guys before, sometimes it's the better choice to buy into something that's already winning because you have a higher chance of actually winning if you go for that strategy. So to really kind of take that back a little step, going against the trend is quite a lot more difficult than just following it. And with Chainlink, what that would mean is just buying into it now and following the way up. Yeah, it has a higher likelihood of being correct than Chainlink switching over right now and starting to fall, because this is how the market is moving right now. It's how it's been moving for months upon now, and most likely how it will continue. And if it switches over, you're going to be very, very unlucky, but it's a smaller chance. You know, it's like it's selling the top is what you're going to do or try to do here, which is, as you've seen before, possibly very difficult. I'm not going to say impossible, but very, very difficult to time correctly, and will most likely lose you a lot of money. So in my personal opinion, it's better to just trade with the flow and just take your losses if you're wrong, because what will most likely happen is this anyway, where it's going to be like, all right, it's going to go down a little bit further, back upwards, down a little bit further, back upwards. And if it changes over, it's most likely going to be like this anyway, where it's going to go down in waves. And you got a couple of points to sell at if you really want to get out, or just hold for a little while, as right now we're at all-time high, but it will eventually go higher anyway. But I can understand if buying at all-time high is kind of scary or crazy. I can really understand. Luckily, we bought some more Chainlink and all these coins yesterday as I was preparing you guys for the run-up that were to happen today. As with stocks, it's very often exactly the same scenario, where if stocks go down, all these cryptos go down just a little bit afterwards. And if stocks start to bloom again, these cryptos pick up the pace as well, which is what's happening right now. And which is how you can make a little bit of money sometimes by watching. Social media startup enlists red-hot Chainlink to take on big tech. Chainlink finds yet another amazing use case, this time providing Oracle data for a new decentralized marketplace and social network. Chainlink is being integrated with Revolution Populari, a decentralized data and identity exchange aiming to take on Facebook and Twitter. Chainlink has become the oracle of choice for a wide variety of decentralized protocols in the recent months, and RevPop intends to be publicly governed, and Chainlink will facilitate easy onboarding for app developers. Interesting situation for Chainlink. They've gotten themselves a huge amount of clout right now, and a huge amount of partnerships, huge amount of announcements. Chainlink rallies as CoinMarketCap surpasses Litecoin and BNB. Again, a lot of good stuff is coming up here, guys. I'm just really happy to see it all. And investors expect Chainlink to reach $10 before Bitcoin recaptures 10,000. Very much possible. Definitely going to be watching that. Just 600 votes or so for Chainlink, though. Maybe even less. Crazy, guys. Crazy how this price is moving so ridiculously much. Cardano XRP outpaces Bitcoin as analysts forewarns abrupt ending of altcoin season. Not expecting altcoin season to switch over and stop. I think altcoin season is really here to stay for a little bit. Forewarns, that's an interesting word. And yeah, for the rest, I don't know what else I had open, but the rest is not that significant. It's just really a bullish season right now. I'm really happy with all the cryptos. I think the true values of a lot of these cryptos are way higher, but getting there is another big question, as it might not be completely obvious to most people. And Chainlink really is looking to hit that $10 mark sometime soon, and I'm waiting for it. But guys, thank you all for watching this video. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe, and I will definitely see you guys again in another crypto video.